السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. Today we're talking about Babu Karamat al-Awliya wa Fadlihim, the chapter of the miracles of awliya and their virtue and their value. قال الله تعالى ألا إن أولياء الله لا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون. The friends of Allah, there is no fear upon them and there is no sadness. الذين آمنوا وكانوا يتقون لهم البشرى في الحياة الدنيا وفي الآخرة. Those people who have taqwa, for them there is glad tidings in the dunya and in the hereafter. لا تبديل لكلمات الله ذلك هو الفوز العظيم. There is no change to the words of Allah, and that is the ultimate success. Then Allah talks about a miracle of Maryam alayhi salam. She wasn't a prophet, but she still did a miracle. What was it? وقال تعالى وهزي إليك بجذع النخلة تساقط عليك رطبا جنيا فكلي واشربي وقري عينا. وقال تعالى كلما دخل عليها زكريا المحراب وجد عندها رزقا قال يا مريم أنى لك هذا قالت هو من عند الله إن الله يرزق من يشاء بغير حساب. That when she would go, Maryam alayhi salam would have food from the different seasons. And Zakaria alayhi salam would ask her, how did you have this? Where did it come from? And she would say, God, I came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I didn't do anything. It came straight from Allah. فكلي واشربي وقري عينا وإذا اعتزلتموهم وما يعبدون إلا الله فأووا إلى الكهف ينشر لكم ربكم من رحمته ويهيئ لكم من أمركم مرفقا وترى الشمس إذا طلعت تزاور عن كهفهم ذات اليمين وإذا غربت تقرضهم ذات الشمال. So now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the people of Kahf. They were not prophets, but they slept for 300 years. Even their dog did. So a miracle can happen from a human, even from an animal. وَنَبِي Muhammad Abdul Rahman ibn Abi Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhuma. This is the son of Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. He was the brother of Aisha radiallahu anha. He became Muslim around Hudaybiyah. His name was Abdul Ka'ba, very brave, wise, participated in the battle of Yamama with Khalid bin Walid radiallahu anhu. And he was the oldest of the sons of Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. Narrated only 8 ahadith from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. One of them is this. أن أصحاب الصفة كانوا أناسا فقراء. That indeed the people of Sufa were poor people. وأن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال مرة. And the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم one time said, من كان عنده طعام اثنين فليذهب بثالث. If you have food for 2, it's enough for 3. ومن كان عنده طعام أربع فليذهب بخامس بسادس. If you have food for 4, it's enough for 5 or 6. وأن أبا بكر رضي الله عنه جاء بثلاثة. Abu Bakr رضي الله عنه brought 3 people. وانطلق النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم بعشرة. And the Prophet went with 10 people. وأن أبا بكر تعشى عند النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ثم لبث حتى صلى العشاء. Abu Bakr had dinner with the Prophet, waited and prayed Isha. This shows that you should have dinner before Isha. You shouldn't have a late dinner. In Makkah, Medina, the general time of sunset throughout the year is around 6 to 7 p.m. is the general sunset time. So dinner should be around 6, 7 p.m. Then you pray Isha, and after Isha should be straight sleep. ثم رجع فجاء بعدما مضى من الليل ما شاء الله. Then he returned and he came after a while, was left from the night, how much ever Allah willed. قالت له امرأته ما حبسك عن أضيافك. What held you from your guests? قال وما عشيتهم. Did you not give them dinner? قالت أبوا حتى تجيء وقد عرضوا عليهم. So dinners, there was some guests, he sent them home. They said, we're not going to have dinner until Abu Bakr doesn't have. Abu Bakr don't have dinner with the Prophet ﷺ. قال فذهبت أنا فاختبأت. So I went and I went to the side. فقال يا غنثر فجدع وسب وقال كلوا لا هنيئا والله لا أطعمه أبدا. They got a little back and forth, and he said, eat and may not be good. I will never eat this again. قال ويم الله ما كنا نأخذ من لقمة إلا ربا من أسفلها أكثر منها حتى شبعوا وصارت أكثر مما كان قبل ذلك. But when they began eating, they saw that the food became even more than it was afterwards. فنظر إليها أبو بكر فقال, Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu looks at her and says, يا أخت بني فارس ما هذا? What happened? لا وقرة عيني لهي الآن أكثر منها قبل ذلك ب3 مرات. فأكل منها أبو بكر وقال إنما كان ذلك من الشيطان يعني يمينه. ثم أكل منها لقمة ثم حملها للنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فأصبح. Then he goes and he eats the food, and because he made a promise that he would not eat, he said this was from shaitan and I should not have said this. Then he takes it to the Prophet ﷺ. وَكَانَ بَيْنَنَا وَبَيْنَ قَوْمٍ أَحْدٌ فَمَضَى الْأَجَلِ. And there was a treaty between the Prophet ﷺ and a group of people. That time went on. He says, فَتَفَرَّقْنَا 12 رَجُلًا مَعَ كُلِّ رَجُلٍ مِنْهُمْ أُنَاسٌ. There were 12 groups of people. With each of them there was a small group. Allah knows how many of them were there. They all ate from the food. In another narration, it says that Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu promised he wouldn't eat anything. His wife said the same thing. The guest said the same thing. Then he said, this is from shaitan. This argument and fight is from shaitan. He brings the food. He eats it. And they ate so much that the food never diminished. In another narration, Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu tells Abdurrahman bin Abi Bakr that take your guests and take my guests and feed them before I come. And that's why there was this back and forth. Now every Sahabi sees from their vantage point, right? The story comes together with a bunch of Sahaba's vantage point. The Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu says that the Prophet ﷺ said, لَقَدْ كَانَ فِيمَا قَبْلَكُم مِّنَ الْأُمَمِ نَاسٌ مُحَدَّثُونَ. That in the past nations there were people who were inspired by Allah. And if there is someone like that in my ummah, then it is Umar radiallahu anhu. There were about 26 places in the Quran that say that Umar radiallahu anhu made an opinion, and Allah reveals Quran in the same to coincide with his opinion. وعن جابر بن سمورة رضي الله عنه قال شكا أهل الكوفة سعدا يعني أبي وقاص. So the people of Kufa had a governor by the name of Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas radiallahu anhu. He's one of the Ashara Mubashara as well, the 10 companions promised Jannah. He's the first one to shoot an arrow in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So they sent a complaint to Umar radiallahu anhu, فَعَزَلَهُ. Umar radiallahu anhu removed him from his post. And then he put Ammar radiallahu anhu as the governor. What was their complaint? Their complaint was that he never prayed salah properly. And he called him and he said, "Oh Sa'd, these people say you don't pray salah properly." So he responded and he said, "I only pray the salah that I saw Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam pray, and I don't pray anything less. I pray Salatul Isha. I sit in the first two. I make the second two lighter." He said, "I know." Umar says, "I understand that, Abu Ishaq." So then he sends few people asking the people of Kufa, what is the opinions of other people? فَلَمْ يَدَعْ مَسْجِدًا إِلَّا سَأَلَ عَنْهُ وَيَثْنُونَ مَعْرُوفًا. And everybody had good things to say. So when people talk bad about someone, especially if you're a worker, employee, then make sure you do your own investigation. You know what people come to us? It happens a lot with masjid boards. The community is complaining. The community is sick. So whenever someone says that to me, I ask the board member, how many people messaged this to you? We got 2 emails. I said, how many are in the community for Jummah? You get 1,300 people, 1,200 people, 1,000 people, 800 people, 2,000. So let's say even 800 people. So I said 2 emails out of 800 people. This is like 0.2%. 0.2% have a problem, and 99%, even the whole ummah isn't pleased with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How do you want everyone to be pleased with us? So unless a substantial, when someone complains, you send people into the community, ask other people, get a unbiased opinion. But most board members need hidayah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they need guidance. Very few are God-fearing. Very, very few are people who genuinely want to do khidmah for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Very few. And those who use the masjid platform to abuse other people, then Allah gives them the punishment in their own family. May Allah protect us from this. Anyway, so Sa'd bin Abi Waqqas radiallahu anhu says, حتى دخل مسجدا لبني عبس, until he entered a masjid of Banu Abs. فقام رجل منهم, a man stood up, يقال له أسامة بن قتادة, his name was Usama bin Qatada. يكنى أبا سعدة, his nickname was Abu Sa'da. فقال أما إذا شددنا فإن سعدا كان لا يسير بالسرية. He said, well, you asked us to speak, wallahi, then I'll say the truth. Sa'd bin Abi Waqqas doesn't go to jihad with us. ولا يقسم بالسوية, he doesn't distribute equally. ولا يعدل في القضية, and he doesn't make a true judgment. So Sa'd bin Abi Waqqas, when he heard about this, he made a badwa immediately, and he cursed this person immediately. The Sahaba would get scared when Sa'd bin radiallahu anhu would raise his hands, because Sa'd bin Abi Waqqas was known as mustajab al-da'wat, that his du'as always got accepted. So the Sahaba, when he would raise his hands, they would get so scared that this guy might do du'a against me. There was a young boy, and his older brother used to abuse him and hit him and be mean to him. So this young kid, he was raising his hands to do dua. So the brother goes and punches him and hits him, thinking that, he's not going to do dua. But the dua of the heart is heard more than the dua of the tongue. What's the reality? So Sa'd radiallahu anhu says, Amma wallahi la ad'uwanna bi thalathin. I'm going to make 3 duas against you. Number 1, Allahumma in kana abatuka hadha kadhiba. Ya Allah, if this man is a liar. Qama riya'an wa sum'atan. He just wants popularity. Fa'atil umurahu. Give him a long life. Wa'atil faqarahu. But make him poor for a very long time. Give him a long life, but a poor life. Running around trying to... He did it to be known in front of people. Now he will be known, but known as a beggar. وَعَرِّضْهُ لِلْفِتَنِ, and entrap him in fitna, so that people realize that this man is not an honest individual. وَكَانَ بَعْدَ ذَلِكَ إِذَا سُئِلَ, after that dua, when people would look at him, يَقُولُ شَيْخٌ كَبِيرٌ مَفْتُونٌ, old man, he's in fitna. أَصَابَتْنِي دَعْوَةَ سَعْدٍ, he says, أَصَابَتْنِي دَعْوَةَ سَعْدٍ, I have been pierced by the dua of Sa'd. قال عبد الملك bin Umair Rawi, he says, I saw that man, قَدَ سَقَطَ حَاجِبَاهُ عَنْ عَيْنَيْهِ مِنَ الْكِبْرِ, his eyebrows were covering his eyes out of his old age. وَإِنَّهُ لَيَتَعَرَّضُ لِلْجَوَارِ فِي الطُّرُقِ فَيَغْمِزُهُنَّ, he says, I would see that he would be lifting his eye up and checking out the girls on the street and trying to chase after them and run after them. And this was the fitna that he was entrapped in. How do you pronounce Qari Fatih's last name? I don't even know. Maybe Qari Fatih is Safarajic or something. Safarajic? I don't know. There's another hadith. We'll do one more hadith, inshallah. Urwa bin Zubair radiallahu anhu says that Sa'id ibn Zubair and Amr ibn Nufir radiallahu anhu, they argued. This is a bit long. We'll do this tomorrow. Okay. All right. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.